Hi guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you my absolute favorite dessert, and if you are as big a fan of the humble bounty chocolate as I am, you are going to absolutely love this bounty cake. And don't let me waste any of your time showing you ingredients in little bowls. I'm not going to be doing that. They're all going to be in the description box. You can check them out, and this recipe will take quite a few shortcuts and hacks because that is actually how I cook. And before I blab on any further, let's go and make the cake.
So for the base, I'm going to be using a box chocolate cake. You can do the same. I'm going to be following the ingredients and recipe at the back. One tip that I would give you is add 1 extra egg than what the recipe calls for, and add butter instead of oil and milk instead of water. That makes a much more creamier cake, in my opinion. Give it a good whisk, and then finally put it in a well-greased cake pan. If you are making a big cake like me, you can use the full box, but if you are making a smaller one, try using only half a box because we do not need a very thick cake. We need this layer to be slightly thinner than normal cakes. Put it in a preheated oven for 180 degrees and bake it till it's cooked. In the meanwhile, we will make our coconut base. For that, I have used 1 can of condensed milk, and I've kept it on a medium heat and added in around 4 tablespoons of normal milk. Give it a good whisk till it's a little liquidy, then add in around 1.5 cup of coconut. That is desiccated coconut. I ended up using, I think, 1.5 to 2 cups. Totally depends on how much cake you're making. But this is what the consistency should look like once you're done. Switch off the flame and let it rest for a while. Now that you've pulled your cake from the oven and it's slightly cool, put on the coconut mixture. Make sure that your coconut mixture and your cake both have cooled down slightly before you do this step. You do not want it to be hot. Take your time to layer on the coconut mixture and create a layer. This is why we did not need a very high cake, because we needed space to work those layers. Once I've smoothed it out, I'm going to be using some chocolate. I cannot stress enough on using really good quality dark chocolate. Because our condensed milk mixture is sweet, we need to counter that with a nice bitter dark chocolate, and using good quality gives you the really best ganache. Then I've taken 350 ml of cream in a pan and I heated it up slightly. Make sure it's warm and not boiling hot, and I'll put in my 180 grams of chocolate in there. Let it cover and sit for a minute or two, and then stir it with a spatula. You'll have to keep stirring to get all that chocolate mixed and getting a silky smooth ganache. Always remember that the ratio for a good ganache is 2:1, that is 2 parts of cream and 1 part of chocolate. I have now pulled my cake out from the fridge where I kept it to cool down, and I'm pouring my silky smooth ganache on top of it. Can you see how beautiful that looks? You can leave it in the fridge to set overnight, which is what I did. Once it has cooled down, I place it on a can of chickpeas, run a light on the edges, and dish it out. You can decorate it with mini bounties, like I did here. And you can also add in some coconut flakes for that extra texture and color. I love how coconut tastes in this chocolate. And there you have it, the yummiest tasting bounty cake this side of the world. And it isn't even that hard to make. As you can tell, I've used quite a few hacks. If you did like this recipe, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram.